We are live in multiple locations at the same time. I see people joining in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you come in, I would love for you to say how long you've been homeschooling. Okay, this is a homeschool chat. People who are here are generally home educating, and I would love to know how long that has been happening for you. Is it working? It says it's live here. I'm live on the app. I see people joining in on the app. But nothing on Facebook. Sorry, guys. We are having... Oh, wait, it's live. It's live. It's live. Okay. I have a window right here, so it's super handy. People can come in and be like, something really bad is happening. But no, nothing's bad. It's fine. We're just loving technology today. All right. How long have you been homeschooling? This is your second full year. Congratulations. The beginning always, you know what, second year, you're easing into it now, right? You've been there, the chaos of year one, maybe oh my goodness, what are we doing? That's settling down, right? Third year, you guys are getting into the nitty gritty of it. I was homeschooled for almost my entire journey, and I have been homeschooling for my children's entire journey. I just graduated my first. My son is 18 and he has graduated. I've got another one graduating next year. So you can do the math. I've been homeschooling many years. But I grew up immersed in this world of homeschooling. I love education. I love home education very specifically. I'm really passionate about it. I love the opportunities that it affords us. And so I'm really excited you guys are here, and we're going to be talking a little bit about homeschool curriculum. So I have a cool cup of coffee right here. It's like tepid. There's a slight bit of warmth to it. All right, it's not ice cold. But grab yourself some coffee or tea so you can stay awake. I understand, no judgment. Kristen, you started your 7th year. Oh my goodness, 9th year, Amber. Oh my goodness, that is amazing. And Holly, you are brand new. I love it. I love it. I love it. You're looking into the units for your little one. Hoping to pull your son out of private school. That is amazing. It's a great way of like testing it out, a little bit gentler, get kind of started, have some routine. I love it. And I hope that our curriculum will be able to be a great support for you as you get started. You started pets. That's perfect. Pets is like, I think such a fun, like, I should try it. I'm scared, but it's fine. I'm used to it. My daughter was reminding me, I have a 13-year-old daughter, and she was reminding me the other day, she likes watching some of my old videos because she doesn't really remember me back then. Kids have very selective memory. And so she was watching some of my older videos, and she's like, Mom, one time you went live and you were like, you had a coffee from Starbucks and you licked the lid. You like took off the lid and licked off the whipped cream. I'm like, yeah. Don't judge me. Okay. It's real life. Drinking cold coffee. I think one time there was a bug that landed in it. I fished it out and drank it. That's commitment, and that is real. So that's what you can find here on my page. It's going to be real, and we just like talking about the nitty-gritty of things. I am waiting. I have like my screen moved because we have a couple of launches I'm going to be sharing about today. And I really, really, really want to share those with you. So I'm waiting to see if they're going to sync so I can do that. So far, they're just constantly syncing. So we will see. But I do have the physical books to show you if need be. So there's a couple updates. I actually have some videos that I get to share with you guys. I have been waiting on. I want to share some updates about what's happening in our lives. For those of you who are new to Gather Around Homeschool, you may not know anything about who we are or what we do. We are a Christian homeschool curriculum, and we make unit studies that are designed for the whole family from K all the way up through grade 12. And we just believe in a simple, God-honoring experience that school doesn't have to be bouncing around from one grade to the other, from one child to the other, stressful, chaotic, that it's possible for it to be beautiful and meaningful and special. And so that's really the heart behind Gather Around Homeschool. Cassidy, are you watching right now and can you hear me? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. If you are online, I'm wondering if we can share this on my public Facebook page, because generally speaking, when I see these numbers, I'm wondering if it is only shared in the event. If we can share it there, it may gain a little bit of traction. but I'm not sure if anyone is seeing me. If not, then maybe someone could share with someone who could share, staff. Anyone is online. Okay. If not, that's okay. That's fine. It'll be fine. So I have so much to talk about. Where should I begin? Let's start. I'm just gonna start with some of the stuff in front of me. Okay. There's a lot. So first of all, last week I sent out a newsletter, but we didn't do it live. And I announced that we had a brand new product line available. It is our Ready to Read phonics skill builder. So kind of like our, think of like our math skill builder. Some of you may know what those are if you've been following our new modular math series. Some of you may not know. Think of it like seat work for that Ready to Read level. So these can be done together with Ready to Read. It's going to coincide with all of the words and word families they're learning about, but it can also be done independently. So if you have a child that just needs a little bit of extra phonics practice, maybe you want to reinforce like a specific thing. I don't know if you're working on a specific ending, or let's say, for example, this is the OU sound. So it just has basically a page every day with some activities related. They're going to be reading, they're going to be, working on spelling and writing and different things. And it's all related to a specific word family. So there's 4 of them. They are beefy. These are not little small things. It's designed for 1 page every single day of the entire year. So if you have not seen these and you have a child who, whether they are, in that age range or not, maybe they just need some extra reinforcement and practice and something fun that they can do while they're listening or watching or whatever it may be. Let's make it fun and educational. That's our motto, right? That's a very Charlotte Mason mindset, is that we want no busy work. We want everything to be incredibly intentional. Why would my kid color a picture when they can color a word that has meaning and is teaching them at the same time? Okay. It's kind of that like sneaky learning thing, right? It's like when I'll say it all the time. I'm sorry, those of you that watch my videos over and over. I deeply apologize when I repeat myself because I hate it, but it's just such a good one. It's like, when you grind up cauliflower and you stick it in things so your kids are eating their vegetables, okay? Just like hide learning all around them, and they're going to be learning, and it's going to be fine. They won't even know it's happening. They're going to be like, look, I get to color. Yes, and learn. So that is a new product that we have available that I think is amazing. I love it. And it's been really fun to figure out the settings on our booklet maker to make sure that it stays nice and flat and looks good. So check out our brand new phonics skill builders. If you haven't seen them on our site, you can take a look at the inside, and they're a lot of fun. Next up, so that was last week's launch. I don't even know if we had any other ones. Maybe, probably. There's just a lot happening. Okay. Next up, we have our 50 state series. So hands up if you have seen our 50 state series, if you've been watching that series, if you know what it is and what it's about. I did my very first ad. It was pretty podunk, guys. Like, it was not professional. Okay. I did actually try to find a professional to record that. This was my idea of like the chaos of going out or stay home and tour the United States from your house. Okay. Road schooling made easy. So I had this idea, but nobody could do it. And so I'm like, I'll just record it myself, and then I'll edit it myself. And anyways, it's fun. But our 50 state series, the idea is that we are doing 1 mini unit, but not a mini unit. It's kind of a full unit for every single state. And we're releasing them every 2 weeks. That's really fast. Okay. That's a week of writing, a week of designing, boom, it's out. Like, I don't know where editing's happening, somewhere in there, but it's like, you don't even want to know what's happening behind the scenes. I mean, thankfully, not everybody is here in the office, or we would be like an office scene of like, phones ringing all the time and like all this energy, but it's pretty quiet in here because most of our staff members work remotely. And so we're all working furiously in our homes with cold cups of coffee. That's the reality. But every 2 weeks, we are creating this 4 booklets that are part of this series. So our newest one is Arkansas. We are going through it alphabetically. So we have already released, oh my goodness, Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, and I'm pretty sure the next one is Colorado, I think. So these are 4 lessons long, which means you do it in 1 week of school, or you can split it up and make it your Friday school for a month. Yes, you're welcome. See, ideas. So you're going to read a lesson from the teacher's guide, very similar to how all the rest of our units work. If you're not familiar with it, maybe your kids go to school and you found yourself on this homeschool page and you have no idea what you're doing here. Your kids can go to school and you can still do something like this, all right? Because it's just 4 lessons. The idea is we've got 4 lessons. One is always going to be generalities about that area, introduction, where the name came from, a bit about the history. And then we have nature and weather. We're going to talk flora and fauna. We always go over symbols and flags and different things like that. Then we have a lesson on industry and economy. So for those of you who have high schoolers that are needing to hit some of those economics things, guys, do 50 different states with a lesson on economy for all of those, and you have a fully fleshed out economics program for high school. And then we have people and governance. So we're going over famous people that, have come out of there or things that have happened, anything like that. So it is a fascinating series. Each unit is really unique and different because each state is really unique and different. And then we have 3 different levels of student notebooks. So we have level 1, level 2 comes next, actually. And then we have level 3. So these are designed, level 1 would be like your, 5 to 8-year-old maybe. Level 2 would be around 9 to 12-ish. And level 3 would be, I would even go up to 13 for that actually. Level 3 is basically high school, middle school, high school, teenagers. So that's kind of how you're going to break it up. And these have 5 pages per day. So most of our mini units, that's why I say it's a weird thing. Most of our mini units only have a couple pages per day. They're less, we don't cover all of your subjects. We usually stay really focused on that topic. So what we wanted to do differently is we wanted this to be like a full unit. So you could actually take a break from your books and do a state and not be missing anything with your schooling. You're still going to get history, you're going to get science, you're going to get Bible, you're going to get language arts, you're going to get art, you're going to get all the things included with it. So it covers every subject other than math for all of your kids, for all of their ages. So you could feel like you're not missing out on something in doing this. So that's one of the unique features of it, is that it is 5 pages per day instead of just the 1. And a brand new feature we just added that we actually have gone back now and added to our other 50 states ones is we've actually put narration. And this is a review and we've put the answers in it. This is here in the teacher's guide. So when you're finished with a unit, you would be able to ask some of these big picture questions about one of those states and be able to just kind of sit here. You have the answers in front of you. You don't have to dig through it to find it, but it's a great way of going over and reviewing content. And again, a very Charlotte Mason principle. California, Nicole. Nicole's over this program, not me. Okay, I have barely checked in. I'm like, she's vision casting, she's doing all the things. So thanks, Nicole. Thanks for reminding me on my poor alphabetical. Hey, I'm new to the States. Okay, I've only been here 2 years, so you can't judge me. All right, would we consider a subscription? Maybe. Subscriptions have pros and they have cons. But there's also just the logistics of shipping and all of those different things. But we are going to be doing bundles. So hopefully once we have, I would say, a couple more of these out, we're going to start doing some bundles, and we'll probably do them. I don't know if you guys saw during our back to school sale, but we actually had build your own bundles, which I think was really exciting. We found a new app that was able to do that. So you can pick and choose what states or what units you want to do, and you would be able to put together your own bundle and save and, make it actually custom tailored for your family and what you are wanting to cover. Because some people may just want to do states around them, while others may want to, hit ones on a road trip they're doing. And so it allows you to be really flexible with that. So more exciting things to come. I feel like every day there's something new and something exciting happening behind the scenes. No joke, I got shirts for our staff that say, if it's not new, it's not fun. That's my mantra. And I am debating making them available on the site. Hands up if you would buy that shirt. If it's not new, it's not fun. They're comfort colors, beautiful, soft, cottony t-shirts, so they're high quality, but I would totally buy those if you guys would buy those, because they're great. That's like, it's big. It's like, if it's not new, it's not fun. Like, launch into it. I mean, imagine that kind of energy in your homeschool. Am I right? Yeah. Okay. There's no hands up. It's okay. Not awkward. All right, so I'm going to show you a few other things that are new and exciting on the floor, and I'll say the floor. So right now I'm actually, you might notice that this is like a different backdrop. This is our office. We have a few of those. And I'm at a building kind of at the front, okay? It's hard to explain. But behind me, I'm facing right now, if I were to walk about 2 minutes, 1 minute, like just down a driveway, there is our warehouse. And our warehouse is where all of our production is happening. And then, my office, being my bed where I work from often, is down the road about 5 minutes. So on the floor means the production floor. We have been hard at work. We have been in training and installing all different machines and equipment so that we can keep up with your guys' orders and not have you waiting so long. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to close that because that's our back end program and it loves making noise. There's also a train coming. It's going to be loud. I feel like we should wait. Can you hear it? Just wait, you'll hear it. It's really loud. I'm gonna cut this out of the next one. You're doing dishes while you're watching. I love that. I need to do dishes, like a lot of dishes and a lot of laundry. You can't hear anything. It hasn't really gone yet. I'm waiting for the horn. It like blares it like 6 times. Here we go. It's gonna get closer. Maybe it won't be so bad inside. Let's just keep going. Okay. Okay. So it's a lot. That's the one thing. We're right on the train tracks. So every once in a while, it tries to test our hearing just to make sure it's still good. Sometimes it stops right there on the tracks and we order food and it can't come. And so that makes it exciting. Okay, so I'm going to show you 2 videos. The first one is actually going to show you another new product that I haven't even put on the site yet, but I will. We developed something for our online academy. I don't know if you've heard of our online academy, but we are basically doing school together online. I'm teaching, and so we're doing the astronomy unit, and it is live cast streamed videos. Today we had a little impromptu, in the middle of it, stretching session. Okay. Or it wasn't even stretching. It was working out. It was fully working out. It was like jumping jacks and burpees that I need to teach my daughter how to do and things like that. So anyways, but we are having so much fun with this unit. I don't know if anyone else has been doing it, but we are having so much fun with this unit. We're learning as we go. There's been, all sorts of different things that we've been trying and learning and experimenting with, but I think the kids are having a lot of fun. It's very interactive. There's challenges to try to get our kids motivated and inspired to feel a part, I think, is one of the biggest things for us and our kids, to feel a part, that we're not doing this alone and that we're a part of a community of other homeschoolers who share our values and are on the same journey as us. So it's been really fun to see where the Lord is going to take it. We're only a couple of days in, so it's not too late to join us if you want to join us for the astronomy unit. But we are really enjoying it. And one of the things I did is I came up with a planner for students for the academy. And it's just one unit. It's designed to last for a unit. So there's, I think, 5 weeks. And there's kind of review at the end of what they learned in that unit and different things. So I show you that in this video. And then I also show you our new printer. So hopefully, shoot, how am I going to do this on both places? Okay, wait, I have to get creative. I have it in one of the places. I'm going to have to screen record, share. This is what I'm going to do. I have a plan. Just a second. How do I do this? Okay, here we go. This is going to work. Okay. So I'm currently sharing my screen on the app so you guys can see it here. Hopefully this works. I'm going to turn the chat back on so I can see. Here we go. Hopefully. In some high-level production right now. These are our brand new Academy planners. They're going to be able to be used for students, really for a unit. Any unit that you do, it has kind of a unit overview at the beginning. Before you begin, it has a rubric and grading at the back, and then just weekly planner for 5 weeks, which is how long our units take. This is our new printer here. Its name is Igor.
I would like to formally introduce you. And I'm about to send like a lot of planners. I'm going to show you what it looks like inside.
Okay, so hopefully you guys could see and hear that. Now I'm going to show you another one where you can actually see the inside. Also, you have to know that I changed the name because if it's not new, it's not fun. No, I just decided that if we're going to go with alliteration, then the IX needed to have an I sound. So I changed it to Ivan because one of our favorite books to read when we did read alouds was the one and only Ivan. If you haven't read it, you should. And now I just think of it as a big gorilla, and that seems to fit. So this is actually Ivan. I will say it's Igor again, and that's wrong. Okay. I just think that's an important distinction. All right, let me show you inside this behemoth. Some people say behemoth. I'm committed to behemoth. I feel very confident in my pronunciation. Here we go.
Our ink currently it sits in baths inside there. This is looking through a window, so you're seeing a bit of a glare at the top here that's actually behind us. But it is going to clean them. You can see coming up, it like wipes them clean after being sitting in this like solution, this bath. Those are all of our ink heads. And then once that goes away, you're going to see our big ink thing come forward. And right down here at the bottom is actually a conveyor belt. And so you're going to see just how fast Igor prints. Wow. All right, it's getting really close. Okay, yeah, we see you. Now you get to see me. So, kind of hard to tell right here. We're going to look up here. So before it starts any job, it's going through and basically testing the colors, making sure there's no issues with the inkjet heads, making minor adjustments. And here we go. We're in production mode. We are currently printing a whole lot of these things. Look how fast that is. This right here is a big dryer drum. It's going through. And then it's going to be coming out over here. And I will show you how we make it into booklets next. But this is how fast these come out, which means we can now keep up with production in a way that we never could before.
Yay! So now you guys have gotten to see what we are working on back there, and actually what's not on there that we're currently adding right now is I'm gonna stop sharing this so you guys don't have to see double screen. What we're currently working on is adding actually more onto the end of that. So what you saw, that paper coming off, that is where basically the finished books are coming, but they would keep going, and we just installed the punch. So that's been the one piece. We've still been super slow because we had to install the punch. We have a 44-hole punch that then it goes through, and then there's another stacker on the other side of that. So we'll now be able to really keep up with our books, our booklets, even our daily orders. Things are going to start moving a lot faster. Our biggest limitation at this point, now that our machines will be able to move so fast, is just getting staff. And it turns out that's hard. When you're new to an area and aren't super connected, it's hard to find good staff. So, if anyone wants to move, we are looking for people who want to work here. Okay, so that is one of the things we've been working on, and you got to see the Academy Planner. We also have the fully surrendered planner, which is going to be coming out soon. I was waiting for this to be set up before I launched those two things. So we actually are pretty ready to make both of those things live. So we're hoping to do that, I would say, in the next couple of days. So stay tuned, stay tuned. So we've got Arkansas that has launched. We have our new phonics skill builders that have launched. We have our new online academy that has launched. And we have our new printer. And then what I was showing you on the end where those booklets came out, it came out of our booklet maker, which is also a new piece of equipment to us. So a lot of new things happening behind the scenes, a lot of different things that we're working on right now. We are always moving forward on all of our new projects. And we do have Number Sense, which is our first math unit of 13 different topical units, is also going to be coming out very soon. I think we have the end of this month. So it's sneaking up on us. We have a lot of launches to keep up with. I think there's going to be almost one every week. So hopefully you guys are ready. If you have any questions, this is your time to post them. So go ahead and start thinking of those things right now. And otherwise, I'll just keep talking because I have so many things to talk about. I just have to think of them. I was just going to say something and now I lost it because I saw a comment. Can we pre-order Number Sense? At this point, no. The ones who got early access to that are people who are members of our village. So we have kind of a private homeschool support group, I guess, where I do a podcast and a live, and we have different, PDFs and printables and resources and challenges and focuses to help us be as successful as we possibly can be in our homeschools. And so they get perks and early access and different things like that. So if you're a member of the village, then there's early access to Number Sense. Otherwise, it will be launching on our site in a few weeks, and we are very excited to get it into your hands. Right now, we do have the landing page available. If you haven't seen it, you can get a sneak peek. You can do a 1-week sample of it. So you can actually download it and try it out for a week. It's a great time to, I would say, head over to our math landing page in general, which is now available under shop on our menu. Head to the math landing page and just take a look around. If you have the time to watch the full long version video at the very bottom, for those of you that are trying to wrap your head around math, that's really, I go through it. I look inside of it. I explain how to place your kids. I explain the big picture of the series, the approach behind it, how the days work. And so it's a really good explanation and well worth the time if you're seriously considering it. Because it's so new, there's not going to be a lot of information, even from like the general public. And so I recommend checking that out. And then also downloading the sample and taking the placement test. This is your opportunity in these next few weeks to figure out what level your kids would be, and just take some time to kind of download that. You could try it, see if it's too hard, too easy, so that you are ready to go when that math launches at the end of the month. So it's coming. It's all coming very soon. Okay, other questions. Would the phonics skill builders be good for brushing up skills with an 8-year-old? Absolutely. There's really actually not even a lot of coloring in it. The coloring is like optional. It's stuff like this. So for kids that like it, they can, but it's not actually very little kiddish. It's really focused on their writing, their tracing, writing. There's some sort of a find it. And then there's a reading section and then some sort of activity at the bottom, like match it, build it, as hands-on as we can kind of make it. We try to, so they're circling or whatever. So I think it would be great. It's also just for that extra reading practice because it's working family by family. You're not just doing random worksheets. It's very intentional in the order and the structure it's going. So you're working through all AN words, and then you're working through all OO words or whatever that may be. Any idea when weather and natural disasters might be released? We are going to have it released at some point this fall. We are working on it. It is definitely in the writing stages and design stages right now. It is not something I have a final date on, but we will give you more updates as we have them. Sci-fi, I'll give you guys an update just because I'm a little bit more involved in that project. Because I'm writing it. I'm on lesson 7, guys. Kind of regretting 20 lessons on that one, not gonna lie. It is a beast. It is philosophy and theology at a grade 12/university level. And so if you've got kids that like that kind of thing, if you've got, older students that maybe are like, I want something challenging. If you have someone that loves science fiction, any of those categories, this is going to be the unit for them. I think that it's going to be a fascinating unit. It has been a lot of fun to write, but it is just, it's just taken me a while. It's taken me a minute. And now that I am teaching at the online academy, that's really taking and diverting a lot of my attention at this point. So we're trying to keep all the balls in the air. We're trying to learn all of this new equipment and machines and, not lose progress on some of the projects that we've started as well. So it's all coming. It's all coming. The placement testing for math. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. So if you go to gatheraroundhomeschool.com and you do /math, you will see at the top there, it's like try a free sample on us. So that's going to actually take you to our Number Sense landing page. We're going to have one of those for all of our units. So as they're releasing, you'd be able to go there and you'd be able to see the scope and sequence. We're going to try to put different downloads. If we have, let's say we have a certificate of completion for Number Sense, we would try to put that on there. So trying to keep resources for it kind of together and learning about it together. And then you'd be able to purchase from there as well. So learning about it and figuring out what you're doing. So on that page is where you can find the placement tests. And so these actually are designed, you'll notice when you look at the titles, they're called placements or they're called readiness/review tests. And the reason we did it like that is at the end of a unit, you could actually use these as review. So these are not testing, they're testing whether your students have learned everything in the previous step in order to be ready for that step. So a step 2 readiness test is testing to see if they are ready for step 2. It's not testing to see if they've learned everything in step 2. Does that make sense? So a step 2 readiness test is seeing if they are ready for step 2, or you could use it as a step 1 review. Basically, it's testing on step 1, and we're making sure that they have that foundation of the previous step to make sure they are ready for that next one. Hopefully that gives a little bit more understanding. When you do take those tests, what we generally have found is that if they score over 80%, so if they know a decent amount, most of the content in that previous one, they're ready. If they score like 100%, they went really fast, it was really easy, and there was no problems whatsoever, we recommend taking the next level test, because what you may find is that it's too easy for them. And so maybe just bump it up and see. You know, you're looking for that place where they're getting that like 60, 70, 50, somewhere around there where you're like, all right, we need to go back. We need to work on this content. You're trying to find that place. If they're really struggling and really don't seem like they're ready for that at all, then you're going to want to do the test before that. There's a lot of flexibility in this. Some of you this is where we wanted to make it as adaptable as possible. These are steps. They're not necessarily grade level, though we can tell you the grade level equivalencies. The idea behind this whole program is that you are going to be able to use it for your child for where they are at. So it's not about finding what the grade level equivalency is. It's about finding where your student is at and how you want to approach that. Some people may find if your child hates math and has had a very bad experience, even if they got 70, 80, you might say, I know my child, I know that they really struggle. I'm not going to push them ahead. We're going to do this previous step, and we are going to make it fun and light and easy and build confidence and build a love of this again, that they're going to start to feel like, hey, I can do this. I'm good at math, you know? Whereas if you have a child who math comes more naturally to you and they're getting that 70 to 80, but you know they could get there, then you may want to push them ahead to the next one. And here's the great news. We took every lesson in our modular math series, every single lesson. We took the teaching for it and we created 3 completely new, not in the series, practice pages about those topics. So if you found that, fine, my kid, I really want to put them forward, they're going to be frustrated in this level, but they didn't learn tally marks. they don't get it, or they never learned, standard versus expanded form. It's a small thing. It's an easy fix. You could grab the Skill Builder, which is available digitally. You could download that. You could use that as just, we're going to do this lesson. We're going to do 3 practice pages. Oh, I get it now. Boom, move on to the next level. So you really get to make this what you want. Is that overwhelming? Yeah, because there's a lot of options available to you. But does it mean that we can custom tailor our kids' math specifically suited for them rather than being forced into a grade level that they may not be ready for, or they may know a lot and feel frustrated by? You don't have to do that anymore because it's completely adaptable to you. You really get to make your own math curriculum. Some people may really want to build a strong foundation and use this as a mastery approach. So you could decide, you know what, we are going to do multiplication, step 3, 4, and 5 all in a row. And we're going to build a really strong foundation in this because you are struggling, and make sure we master this. And then we're going to move on to division. You have the option to do what you want to do with it to make it work. So, yeah, we are very excited about it. It is minimalistic. It is open and go. You do not have to have a million manipulatives. You do not have to watch videos. You do not have to prepare. You don't have to, it's not a scripted lesson. There's no teacher's guide. You don't have to sit and teach your kids. Your younger ones may need your help if they can't read, but we have designed this to be as simple as possible so it can be done by your students, to be open and go, to be easy, to be minimalistic, to be beautiful, lots of white space, as hands-on as we can make it without being too hands-on, devotionals and everything. It is a very unique program, and it is one I would highly recommend at least trying out. So hopefully that helps. All right. Are there any other questions, and or is there anything, if there's any staff watching, that I have forgotten to mention? Because there is so much new. I'm like, I need to start making some serious lists before I go live, because I know I'm missing stuff. I'm sure I am missing stuff. We change things all the time. So we are working on a letters and numbers and ready to read landing page that we can send you guys to, or you could send your friends to, that will have more information, that will have placement tests, and that will really help explain as far as placing your kids and how the programs work and what different resources you need. So that's something we're working on. What else are we working on? I don't even know. We want to do landing pages for all of our different units eventually, with, you know, the scope and sequences and everything done that way rather than the way we're currently doing it. Let's see. Comments. When is the next sale? So we usually just do one sale a year, our back to school sale. We don't have anything necessarily planned at this point. We are debating possibly doing something like free shipping for Black Friday, but it is still in discussion. So keep your eyes peeled for something like that. But we usually do, like, our big sale of the year is our back to school sale. We haven't chosen dates for that for next year, but it will probably coincide with whenever we do our event. So we did an online event this year. Depends if we're doing online or in person. I'm really trying for in person. I have emailed a few places, haven't heard back. But I'm looking for a good location for in person where we'd be able to gather and actually have conversation and discussion and meetups and all of the things, because even for kids that are part of the academy, they're going to build friendships, and it's just so cool. We can get people together. What is the current order to ship time frame? We are within our current, whatever it says, like our general 5 days or whatever it is, 5 business days. That's where we're at right now. We are pretty well catching up, especially now once we get this online. So I would say we're within that 5 days timeline, and hoping to even get that a little bit shorter. But what we advertise is 5 days in order to get stuff ready. So in our slower seasons, sometimes it's really fast, but we're still in our kind of back to school busier season. So, yay, Abby, that is so exciting. I'm really excited. I love those mugs. I love the planner. And it was a lot of fun to put all of that together. So any other questions that you guys have? Yes. So that's another change. I've mentioned it before in another live, but with modular math, we have the answer key. We actually take, so this exact book, well, teacher's guide is not going to be helpful, but we take this exact book and we have the answers in red. So we actually have this exact book as a PDF, and we put it into your downloads. So when you purchase something, you're immediately going to have a link that says your downloads are available. And you might think, hey, I purchased print. Why do I have downloads available? But if you go look at them, if there are newer units that we're releasing, it's actually your answer key. So we do it that way because before we were putting them in the student books at the back of them, and we had a number of complaints from parents who, didn't want their students having access to that. And they wanted to be able to mark it separately. And it was a little bit hard to read. The way we did it was like page this, question 1, it was almost like you're having to go through and find it. From a visual perspective, when you can go to the exact page and see the whole page and see the answers, it gives you all the context. It gives you, the whole big picture. It's very easy to mark and see where your kids are at. And if you want your kids to be able to mark their own, you could always print that off and have it available to them as the answer key version. So that's a new feature. It's actually something that we're doing for all of our units. You're going to see that in Arkansas. You're going to see it in Alabama. You're going to see it in any of our new units that we release. That's how we're doing our answer key at this point, and it's definitely how we're doing it for modular math. Okay. Awesome. Well, I'm just really excited we were able to get together and talk about some of these different things, these new releases. If there are any other questions, feedback, concerns, please don't hesitate to email us, support@gatheroundhomeschool.com. We may or may not go live next week. We are going to be out of town. I am still going to be working because, you know, we have a school now, which is really fun. Oh, okay. This is a really exciting thing. I have to throw this in there. I have had a few requests for ID cards for students / teachers, and we're going to start with the Academy, but we are working on getting an ID card printer. So at least we'll start, like I said, start with the Academy students. So it would be like you are part of the Gather Round Academy. And so they would be able to have student ID cards, which is just so fun. Also, I don't know if you guys knew, but just on that topic, if you are looking for our back to school signs, those are available. And we have a number of cute different options available. There's like flags or full sheets of paper. So go check those out. They're available on our app. If you go to where it has like the help section, it's got like a watercolor, because everything's watercolor, kind of plus sign basically, that looks kind of, you know, like the Red Cross medical symbol. If you go to that section and there's a space for downloads and freebies, and in there we have our back to school signs, and you can click on that and view them all right on our app. So make sure you download those, are getting your pictures, because, you know, my kids want to do that. They're like, we want to do all the schooly things. I even got, for our staff kids, I even got lockers, guys. I did it. I know, it's so bad. I got lockers. I just couldn't help myself. I was like, it's the experience. Now they want like a, you know, school bus so we can do field trips. I don't know. Who knows what will happen. But ID cards, won't that be fun? It's not live yet. I still have to get it, and then I have to learn how to use it, and then probably train my son to make ID cards, but I think it's super fun. All right, so lots of new things. Stay tuned for our newsletter. I didn't send it out today. I am going to send it out probably tomorrow or Thursday, but there may even be new updates in that. So stay tuned. I am trying to send that out weekly, even if I'm not going live. So keep an eye on your inbox for any new updates or launches or news that is coming. And otherwise, I will see you guys on here again soon. I'm thinking of doing a topic next time. I feel like we need a topic. So hit me up. You can do it here in the comments, or you can email it into support. But let me know if there is like a burning topic where you're like, someone needs to talk about this when it comes to homeschooling, because I could be that person. Or I may not, depends on the topic. I might be like, no, that person's not me. I'm not talking about that. But I like talking about controversial things. So let's just bring it up, you know, have the conversation. And so, yeah, let us know if you have any ideas for the Academy, if you have any ideas for new products, if you have any ideas for our social media, we would love to hear it. And we are very excited about what the Lord is doing. And specifically, you guys, I feel like he is really moving with this Academy, and I see so much potential. And I'm just excited to see what the future might bring. So awesome. Thanks for joining. Have an amazing rest of your day, and we will see you again soon. Bye.